Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's watch party for Freddy's Dead: The Final Nightmare. As always, I'm Andrew, and I'm joined by Dom, and Carla's joining us today. Welcome, Carla.
Hello. I'm glad to be back.
It's great to have you back. Great to have you back. I'm going to address the elephant in the room. If I look a little strange and sound a little strange at the moment, I've got Bell's palsy at the moment, but I'm still going to enjoy this with you all. So forgive me if I'm not quite as clear as usual, but we'll get there. We'll get there. Anyway, as we always say to our guests, when did you first see this film? Carla.
Oh man, I first saw it in the theater when it came out. I remember it being a huge deal, huge deal. Um, and yeah, it was just so much marketing and advertising around it. And, they were coming off a very strong trio of films with the third, fourth, and the fifth films. So high expectations going in.
Dom, what about you?
I first watched this movie when I dug out the VHS box set of the Freddy films from my sister's closet. It was either my sister or my friends. I had many people's closets that I was digging movies out of. But yeah, I remember having a binge of the first, the second. The second, actually, I didn't have the VHS of. It was like missing from the box set. But I got to the sixth. It's not my favorite.
Well, I'm just going to quickly do the roll call while everyone gets the sync point ready, which is today's sync point is the New Line logo, which is basically at the start of it. But Carla seems to have vanished for a second. We'll wait for her to come back. Right, so just do a quick roll call of everybody. I can see we've got Eric, we've got Sharon, Lizardman, Brainwire, Jedi Wizard, and Carla's back. Oh, she's gone again. Back. There we go. Mad Matt.
Putting on my Ethernet.
Okay. Who else have we got joining us? I can see Calbot, Brandon, Edward Black Prince, and quite a few people. And I can see James joining us over on YouTube. Yeah, I think, Carl, I think we're a sort of similar age. I remember the hype about this coming out. It was this. I seem to remember some press for it, something like there were almost like tombstones they were showing, and it was a bit over the top with the
marketing.
The marketing, yeah, it was the marketing was really, really quite crazy for it. But yeah, it's one of those things. It's very much a movie of its era. Let's hang on for cartoons. Oh, welcome, Terrasil. It's the first time you're seeing it. Has anyone not seen it in the chat at the moment?
I wonder if this was when New Line's money was starting to trickle away, where they're making like a lot of bad investments at the time and pumped everything they had into this Freddy film. Because it was the house that Freddy built, after all. This is a landmark title for them.
Yeah. I don't know, really. It's a bit interesting that they really... I remember, Carla, really big marketing for this at the time. They were pushing it hard.
Yeah.
But I think what irked me most as an Elm Street fan growing up when I saw it was it just kind of... It's almost a soft reboot, in a way. It's like all the stuff with everything just doesn't matter.
Yes. Well, this is the first Freddy film to be directed by a female director.
Rachel.
She had been with the franchise. Yeah, she had been with the franchise for a long time. So I watched this behind the scenes on the film, and literally she was like taking all her favorite moments from all the films and putting them into this one.
Yeah.
So that's why you see a lot of callbacks.
It's a lot of callbacks. It's got a good heart to it, I guess, but it's maybe... I don't know. Anyway, let's get into the movie. Dom, would you like to do today's countdown?
Why not? Everyone, we'll be pushing play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and press play.
There we go.
Just let that music sink in.
Oh, it's 91. It's got to be... Is it Goo Goo Dolls?
Yes.
I don't know. Oh, there we go.
It is, yeah. It's Goo Goo Dolls.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Wait, it opens with a Frederick Nietzsche quote?
I know, we've gone from all the bands from the Dream Warriors to the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yeah, gone from Dokken to the Goo Goo Dolls.
Exactly.
Before you joined, though, Carla, Dom and I were discussing, and it was a bit of a fight. We were getting into the old thing before this film starts of who's better, Nancy or Alice.
That's so hard. But honestly, real talk, gun to my head, Alice.
Yeah.
I know it's
I'm the lone warrior who sits there rooting for Nancy.
Which is ironic, because Alice was the Dream Warrior.
Yep.
Oh, we've got
Eric's on my side.
Eric says, "Oh, here we go. God, this is such a '90s thing."
The great philosophers of our time: Descartes, Nietzsche, Kruger. Yes, Lizard Man. Oh, this guy's been watching too much Twilight Zone, clearly.
It's the thing about this film is, though, it's got loads of great kind of. It's very meta with a lot of pop culture references.
a lot. And a lot of cameos, too.
Yeah, but really random cameos from some people who were obviously cameos because they were hot at the time.
Yes, exactly.
I'd be so concerned if my light flickered with sparks on a plane. I wonder if this was based on someone's actual dream, because it has a lot of things that you'd expect in a dream.
Exactly. And the fear of flying is like probably the top 3 fear
definitely
that people have.
Up there with clowns and the dark.
I find it a bit. I don't know. It's. I think what we're seeing here is one of the struggles I have with the film, which is it plays hard and fast with inventing new Freddy rules.
Oh yeah, that's the series in general, though.
Oh yeah.
No,
there
first
definitely
thing in
wasn't
this
like
film
a
is
Freddy Bible.
Yeah, the first thing in the film is it invents a new rule that he can only get to the kids if they're not in the area.
Yeah, exactly.
And they did a lot. They spent a lot of money on like the tech and visual effects. And this effect here, the woman being torn out of the plane, was like a huge.
It looks pretty good for the era, though.
Oh, no, that was a great effect.
And again, as much as I'm complaining about it, like this scene we're about to have now, it's great. But the problem is, this is probably the first, in my opinion, bit of what clearly is studio involvement, where they've gone, you like Freddy being silly, you like him pretending to be a character? Well...
Right.
Here's the wicked Freddy of the West.
But also big props to Robert Englund for making it. For...
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But, they had already jumped the shark in the 5th film with the camp, with Freddy as camp, so.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, there's a comment from Mike on YouTube, and I'm actually going to address it. It's saying, kind of weird that you're all doing a live stream watch party of a movie that we can't stop crapping on. Well, we're not crapping on it, but we recognise we're not going to blow smoke up a film's backside either. We'll say where it's good and it's bad. We're honest.
Exactly.
Yeah. I really like the effects. I think they're really inventive. Like, pulling someone out of a plane like that, it looked good.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's a very interesting way
the stuff that
to open the film, certainly.
Yeah. Yeah, and it took risk. It took some chances on some things. I can appreciate, and I'm sure we'll get into as the film goes on. But oh yeah,
is this the first Freddy movie where the credits rolled while the film was going on? Like it had no time at all to waste?
Oh no, because I think Nightmare 2 on the bus has credits over the bus sequence. Some of it,
I think so too.
But. This is the first Freddy film where it opens with a male protagonist. No, Jesse. No, Jeff. Oh no,
Yeah,
Jesse.
in
Oh,
Nightmare
Jesse.
2 again.
Yeah, the first since Jesse.
Well, this is the first Nightmare film not to have Nightmare in the title.
Mm.
True.
Freddy's Dead, not the a new
Ah,
night in Nightmare on Elm Street. It just has
no.
the final Nightmare.
And Edward, the Black Prince, very correctly is referencing the classical music in the background, which is an unusual choice as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, from a Disney film.
Well, it's Fantasia. It's not just from Disney though. Is
Yeah,
it Hall of the Mountain
classic.
King? It's part of.
Honestly, can't remember. I'd have to ask my wife. She's the musical one in our
Ah,
relationship.
yeah, that's definitely a nightmare hill to be falling down.
Yeah, he has to be as a teenager. An adult could not get up so easily from that. It hurt my back just looking at it. Oof.
Yeah, I remember as a kid rolling down hills like that out of choice and
I
laughing
know.
the whole
Yeah,
way.
for fun.
Mm.
We had rubber
And
bones.
and now I put my back out, putting the Christmas tree back in the attic.
Yeah.
I will say it's got a great aesthetic. I've not seen this for quite a while, but the dream world here really has a nice aesthetic with it.
Great choice of shots as well. Like, the camera work
Yeah.
is fun and fluid.
And we have our first cameo, Robert
Yep.
Shea.
Yeah. But it makes you wonder as well with because Robert, obviously being the exec at New Line, was kind of like, yeah, I'll come in the movie. Why not?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to ever make any more of these.
He was in the
No.
fourth one too, I think. Yeah, he had a cameo
Yeah.
as a teacher in the fourth one.
Ah.
Oh.
Someone mentioned to me that the best way probably to describe Freddy in this film for a lot of it is he's Bugs Bunny. The way
Yeah,
he's
he's
used.
definitely Bugs Bunny.
Oh, I love the cutout. Oh,
Yeah. But again, it's very cartoony, isn't it? The whole.
yes.
It's
He
a
even
great
looks
effect,
more
though.
cartoony.
Yeah.
The makeup on him, though it's probably the best makeup he's had,
Oh yeah.
it looks watered down. If you needed further proof that this is no longer the 80s and now the 90s, this sequence is just this guy's hair, the music, the washed out
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
desert.
Exactly. Eric and Lizard Man there. Freddy's saying how hard is it to kill him? But Eric says he's using him, like he said now. Yeah, it's. I don't want to spoil too much for those who haven't seen it. It's got some interesting ideas. But no, Freddy Sharon doesn't look quite as scary in this. He doesn't. His burns look to be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How did Robert feel about the script of this movie? Carla, do you have any insight on?
Well, watching behind the scenes, I think he was excited. He said that he was excited to bring some closure to this character and excited to be showing more of Freddy before he became Freddy, right?
Yeah.
Kind of getting more into the backstory. Um, and so he seemed to be okay with how they were wrapping up the film.
Yeah.
And that he was, but I could tell he was like, okay, this is it. This is like my final ride, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've got 2 more Freddy films, and we'll have done all of them
Yeah.
after this.
Wait. I suppose 2 more with Robert Englund anyway.
There is no other
There
Freddy.
is there is no
There's-
other Freddy. Yeah.
What are you talking about?
As we are peering more into the 90s, I can't help but see just the amount of 90s like
Oh yeah,
vomit on the screen.
But it's great, and that's what it is. Look, he's got the '90s kind of d-bag curtain haircut with the ponytail.
I know.
There's an acid
Exactly.
badge on the lampshade. It's pure '90s.
Even
And
his shirt.
who is her famous brother? This
Oh,
actress.
hi, Joshua. Yeah, Joshua on YouTube. Will this be available to watch later? Yes. The recordings goes live as soon as we finish the broadcast, so it'll always be on YouTube to catch up when you want. Enjoy your match with the Niners, wherever they are.
So the actress who plays Maggie, who is her famous brother?
Oh, that's Lisa Zane, isn't it? Billy
Yes.
Zane's sister.
Oh, Billy Zane.
Yeah.
I
I
can
would have
see it
liked.
now.
I would have liked Billy Zane in this too, though.
Yes.
Oh,
Demon Knight. We have to watch Demon Knight at one point.
Oh
of
yes.
course.
It's my favourite
And
Billy
Mad
Zane
Matt 42
performance.
said, yes, a film debut of Breckenmeyer.
That's
Yes.
right.
Who went on to be in two classics from the 90s. Two classic films he was in. Does anyone know?
Not a clue.
Breckenmeyer
Oh,
9.
well, that is a clue. What you do, you the end. That is
Oh, how 90s is this? The
okay.
score.
The New York apartment that's
No,
disgustingly huge.
this is the gym at the care
Exactly.
home, and the
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's almost like the pump up the jam kind of music they've got playing.
It's funny.
I want to
I
cut his
remember
ponytail
barely
off. Sorry.
anything from this film, but seeing the characters with their very obvious character traits, I'm remembering the kills.
Yeah. Yeah.
Has a way
Yep.
of sticking in your brain like a brainworm.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, no, not quite right, Brandon. He's saying, so all the remaining Springwood teenagers, they just put them in an orphanage. No, this isn't Springwood.
No. Come on then, Andrew. What was that machine that we just scrolled past?
I didn't see. Oh, the pinball machine, I didn't see it.
No. It was a computer of some kind.
Oh, I'll have to keep an eye out for it. I missed it. Sorry, I was reading the Discord chat. And that's a legend, another acting legend in this film.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So she was in Clueless and
Yaphet
Climax,
Koto, isn't it?
Yeah, he was was it Hill Street Blue? Or Homicide, Life on the Street. Yeah,
That's
Homicide,
it.
Life on the Street.
I want fries and ketchup now.
I seem to recall he was in. Of course, Running. I'm remembering him from Running Man and Live and Let Die, the James Bond film, where he was Dr. Kananga in Live and Let Die, and he was and he was in Alien.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are. We're all sat
God.
here, and he's like, yeah, he was in Alien. We forgot that.
Oh, yeah,
My
that's
excuse is I wasn't born then. I'm going to try and milk that for all it's worth.
right. That is true.
Who would bring this guy to an orphanage? Look at him.
Thank you, James. You're right. And Alien.
This 27-year-old child needs to go into an orphanage.
And Eric says we have to talk about the bonus situation, your bonus question, Carla. Where had we seen Brecken from?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I posted it in the chat. So Clueless
Oh, yeah.
and The Craft.
Right. I actually rewatched The Craft recently, and I don't know how it's aged. It's hard to say. It's 90s like this, but it seems a million miles away from the 90s of this.
I know.
A lot of films in the 90s were, because they were going like funky. It's a very peculiar decade.
Yes, where I felt the 80s were more cohesive in a sense. Like you had these subgenres within horror, 80s horror that was really well defined, the slasher.
Yeah. Everyone follows the same theme.
Yeah, but in the 90s, it was like anyone's game. Anyone could do anything.
Yeah.
when it comes to horror.
So Brandon raises a good thing. Anyone remember Dare? Dare. I know the British equivalent of it. It's called Just Say No here.
Oh yes, I remember Dare.
Mm.
Yeah, I had a couple of friends in high school who were Dare counselors, but then they also did drugs. So it
So,
was like,
so,
okay.
so who can tell me what video games of the era had on them as an anti-drugs message? So you can, better Discord chat can. I'm not being funny. This is like a care facility. Is there no state rules about putting them in what look like abandoned warehouses at night?
Yes, those rules were you have to put them in abandoned warehouses at night.
Exactly, exactly.
This is starting to look like an X-Files episode.
I know, right?
Come to daddy. I don't know about you, but if I had some foreign liquid dribbling on my face, I wouldn't be so colloquial as to just allow further drops to hit me. I'd be out of that bed so quick.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I
Especially
definitely
that could be a
wouldn't taste
that could.
it.
Oh, that could be a waste pipe. There.
So this scene is reminding me of something that this movie is missing
What's
that
that?
all the other
The
Nightmare
house?
on Elm Street films had.
Yeah. Does this film
So no,
feature the
not the
Freddy?
house.
Does it feature the Freddy poem, the nursery rhyme?
No, it doesn't. That's what it's missing.
It doesn't
That's
seem to have
yeah.
very much in the main theme. You had a little bit of the Elm Street motif, but not much of it.
Yep. Yep, Eric got it right in the Discord chat. Yep, the nursery rhyme. The little girls jumping rope, saying the nursery rhyme.
Mm.
And Sharon said, good acting.
Perhaps at this point they figured everyone knows Freddy,
Yeah,
so
but
Yeah,
it sets the
foolish to
mood,
try and
though.
yeah,
exactly. You're right, Carla. It needs it in there. It's something that you.
yeah.
It's like you go to McDonald's and you get a cheap burger and you take a bite out of it and suddenly it's not got the special sauce in it or whatever and you're like, what the hell's this? I came here for something specific. Why is it
Exactly.
different?
Look, you don't go see Billy Joel and not want to see him perform Uptown Girl and Piano Man.
Yeah, it's a better analogy.
Also, what was interesting about this film is that in all the other films, they introduced us to the characters and their lives. We got to get a peek inside who they were as people
Yeah,
before they started having the nightmares, really.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
so, or if they start off with a nightmare, we still got to know them. We don't really know
no,
this John Doe character. He's just kind of thrown into the movie. We're thrown into the movie with him, and we're trying to figure things out. And I'm having a hard time connecting with him.
yeah. It's a very different kind of introduction to the character that I don't really have any. I think that's one of the problems as well I'm having with the film. I've got no one to identify with.
A John Doe can work very, very easily. The problem is they've got a John Doe who's a 27-year-old orphan child. They throw him in an orphanage which looks like a prison, a not very well kept prison, and they don't give him strict rules or instructions or boundaries or anything. The camera just
No.
follows them. It needs more structure. It needs more time in the kiln.
Excuse me, are you saying he went 2 miles?
Don't you sleepwalk for 2 miles?
Wow.
Brandon mentioned that Peter Jackson was one of the first directors considered,
Yeah.
and he had a very different script for the
Was it more
movie.
like Brain Dead?
I
Basically, Freddy is like aging and growing weak within the dream world, and the teens
mm,
of Springwood would have like these drug fueled summer parties and enter the dream world to beat him up. That was one script, and then another script was the return of Kincaid, Joey, and I think Kirsten as like the dream police,
okay, like as Dream Warriors.
like the
Yeah.
mod squad, but for,
Yeah.
for dreams.
So it's the
Um,
NES game, essentially. I would have loved to see that. Where's that alternate universe?
I don't think there's anything wrong with the direction of this film, to be honest. I think
no,
she did the best with the script she had.
Yeah.
exactly.
I am
But
not feeling the soundtrack.
It's very 90s, but then they were always very
90s TV.
yeah. But that's what the music in the Freddy film movie music was always when the popular music was in it. It was always music of that era. So that's why we had
But the
Dokken,
Freddy
etc.
motif was there. Like Carla said, like you had that doon 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 doon
Oh
doon.
yeah. The only thing is, I understand that Springwood has now turned basically into Twin Peaks in this movie.
yes,
Twin Peaks was never this run down. Give Twin Peaks a break.
Okay, now, as Carla said
well, it's
earlier, excessive cameos.
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny, Andrew, that you should mention that about Twin Peaks because um, Freddy's Dead coincided with the original airing of Twin Peaks. And it was like acknowledged as an influence on the film with its more surreal, humorous aspects. So
A
definitely,
David
there was
Lynch
something in the
take on
ether.
Freddy.
It almost feels like I could see after Nightmare 5 this being where the community goes, but it feels like there's a 5.5 missing,
Yeah.
like how we got here. But there we go, and now they put Roseanne in for some reason because Roseanne was hot at the time.
Yes, her and her husband.
Yeah, and Tom Arnold.
Sorry, dude. There's a bit of scenery over there you didn't quite chew.
Mm.
Oh, there you go. You got it. There you go. Is that what is that in the background? Is some dude being creepy?
There's a
He's
lot of
following him
dudes being
now.
creepy.
Strange.
I, I'm confused. Does this orphanage take out its kids to creepy carnivals as a punishment or for fun?
You know, Dom, we normally say a movie's hauling ass.
Is this dragon ass? The
It's
children shall
mercifully
endure.
it's mercifully short.
That's good. What? Why is there a statue that says the children shall endure? Endure what?
This is
I mean, we
again what
know.
I'm struggling with because the whole pretense of the other films is the parents basically don't believe any of this stuff. And yes,
Exactly,
we're
and now
now at
it's
a point
the
where maybe they
opposite.
believe in Freddy and the myth and everything. But I'd like to have seen what happened to get them to here.
It needs more than one
Well,
generation between kids believing and adults not, and then vice versa.
I think they're just trying to show the impact of what happens to a community
Yeah.
when you don't have youth. And I think in some ways that's a statement because in the 90s, they were starting to, and well, in the 80s too, the youth were always seen as this like thing that must be controlled, that's a
Hmm.
problem. and the tension between adults and kids. And so now you have it to where there are no kids, and you see the impact that that has on the community and a family. And I'm taking my Oprah hat off now. So
That
back
would
to
have
the film,
been
back to
that would
regular
have been
program.
phenomenal. Like I would love to see a novelization of this film that explains that goes into that concept.
Yeah,
Because yeah, that's a very interesting concept, and the '90s would have been perfect for it.
exactly. It's just, and who's driven that? Who's driven? Who's drawn that on the floor?
Yeah, who
Oh, another callback.
Yeah.
What is this callback to? The repeating of the
Oh,
going in circles.
this is where he's leaving the diner. Is it
in
in
Yes.
the truck?
part
Yeah.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going, he got us going in circles.
I don't miss those maps.
No,
Okay.
I actually had a similar thing when I was growing up with my friend, where in one of the local towns, I was always the wheelman. I always drove the car, and he wasn't a very good driver. He failed his driving test like 10 times, and then my car had to go to the garage, so he drove in his car that night, and we managed to get stuck in the centre of a town for about an hour, and we just kept passing the same roundabout statue
Oh
over and
Uh-huh.
over.
god.
Well, that scene couldn't happen today with the maps because it would have to be like Google Maps, like having some satanic demonic voice or something,
Yeah.
like giving you the wrong direction or something.
So now I'm similarly confused. The orphanage took the kids out to have fun at the local carnival, and then the orphanage operator slash doctor slash teacher slash parent guardian left the majority of the orphans to drive around in their own, and took the orphan who has no memory to school.
Now, play if you can pay close attention to what is written on the chalkboard on the timeline. It's really, really ridiculous.
That Freddy kills Marie, 1989, was that?
Yeah, what's really interesting is there's a bit of prequel to Nightmare on Elm Street in the
Aligned.
Freddy's Nightmares TV show,
Jesus
where there's an episode where they
Christ.
actually show where Freddy was caught and burnt.
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki attempts fail.
What?
1945. That's what it says
Hey,
on the chalkboard. So I'm like, is this an alternative dimension timeline? Because
I'm trying to work out what the Munich sighting is.
Yeah.
It's before any Munich shooting. Look, Munich sighting.
Again, there is so much
1933.
information, and it's like we're being just like ran through a museum instead of getting to look at the paintings. Someone's like dragging us through and going, come on, we need to get to here. So yeah, maybe it is a lot of studio interference has come in and said, no, all of this information that you're giving, it's too boring. We need to get to the kills. Come on, let's go to the kills. And so the plot's
yeah,
being
they
just
really they did
sacrificed.
they struggled with the script. They
Yeah.
struggled with the script, and finally they had the writer who came in and did rewrites for Dream Child. Came in at the last minute to do
Was that
rewrites
Frank
for this.
Darabont? Or was he just the lead writer of Dream Child? I can't remember.
Do you get the feeling when you're watching this that potentially there was a much thicker script and someone just took a Sharpie to it,
Yeah.
and there's big
Or just a
chunks
hacksaw.
there's chunks missing from this, which is a shame. I'd like to know, and that's what I'm finding frustrating. I'd like to know more about how we've got here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I'd love a novelization. They don't have to cut everything in a novelization. Is there one? Let's have a gander.
You're right, Dom. You said Michael DeLuca? Yeah.
Oh
And
no,
he
I said
also
Frank Darabont.
Frank Darabont.
So
Oh, no.
Micah
I was
DeLuca was the guy who did the script editing for Elm Street 5 and In the Mouth of Madness. Oh, nice.
yeah.
Quite possibly, Sharon, it was budgetary and time constraints. I bet, because if you look, this movie is effectively 90 minutes on the button. That's the perfect for a Friday night, Saturday movie for a multiplex, isn't it? Perfect time to get every 90 minutes, get a fresh set of butts on the seats.
Exactly. It's almost as if Freddy had outstayed his welcome in New Line, because New Line is the house that Freddy built, and they were coming to a time. I think they had taken on some other significant film projects at that time, and they were going in a different direction. So
There is a novelization.
Maybe you'll have to read it, Dom.
I will.
and I think there's a comic book too. Yep.
I would rather pee myself than use a bathroom in that house. I'm sorry. Lizard Man says, I feel the realtor misrepresented this house to prospective buyers.
Yes. Okay, who's sleeping on the bed? Who's I don't care how tired I am.
No. I'd go back to the van.
Exactly.
No, you won't.
That actress there was in one of the Freddy's Nightmares episodes. What is her name? I think her name is something Dean. Leslie Dean. She was also in 976 Evil, directed by Robert Englund.
Leslie Dean, yeah, playing Tracy Swan.
Oh, Lord.
This is very fun. Having the interior be like a hotel and the walls are street walls. There's a lot of fun visuals, which is good.
Brandon's saying a good point that this is a completely different timeline from the last 5 minutes. It's almost like an alternative universe Freddy film, this. Especially when you go back to the next of the nightmare films, which is Freddy versus Jason, which harks a lot more back to the continuity from sort of 3, 4, 5 with the Elm Street and the Springwood and the hospital.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
I have to say, out of all the Freddy kills, out of all the films, this one is like in the top 10 ranking. This one is.
I'm going to tell you a story in a minute about a friend of mine.
Oh my gosh. Whew.
Friend of mine was working at one place, and one of the guys he was working with was messing around. It was a computer place, and they had big long Q-tips like that. And he was messing with him, and he stuck a Q-tip in the end of my friend's ear and left it. And my friend didn't realise, and he went like that. And he pushed it through his eardrum.
Oh, wow.
Don't use Q-tips, people.
Yeah.
Whoa.
As a doctor once told my mother, the smallest thing you should put in your ear is your elbow.
Yeah. That's what doctors tell people. I like what they've done with the sound design here, to be fair. This is very nice.
Done very well.
Don't get me wrong, it's shot really well. It looks great.
I don't like this. I don't like the goofy Bugs Bunny stuff here.
But that's, again, the Bugs Bunny Freddy kind of...
It's already here, yeah.
Right. But also, too, it's so interesting that, yes, we have this line of, like, silliness in this film, but there are really adult themes. Like, all of these people who are in this place have been abused. Like, we saw here with Carlo's mother or grandmother, the abuse and the fear. So, Freddy is playing into that, but he's in a more humorous way than he did in the earlier films.
Yeah, and that's what I've been saying about where it's like the execs have gone. We like it when Freddy's silly; it tracked well with the audiences, so let's turn it
Yeah.
up and make every kill be silly.
Makes for
Right.
creative kills, to be fair.
Right. Well, the director in an interview, she said that she wanted to have a combination of the Freddy we know and love with elements of Bart Simpson,
Yeah.
and basically turning Freddy into an evil child in this movie.
The Simpsons
Don't
ruined
forget though,
everything, didn't it?
yeah, but don't forget in '91 how hot The Simpsons was.
Yeah.
Oh, I've had earache where I've had earache so bad once where I felt like that, like literally drips of water were.
Oh, why do you have nails in your fingers, dude? Hearing a pin drop. And again, the cartoon sound effects.
And this is what I mean by the Bugs Bunny type stuff with him, isn't it? The whole
However, that shot, gorgeous. Watching that pin fall was beautiful. The very slight turn of it. I can't help but smile, even though I just moaned and begrudgingly said, "Oh, I don't like the Bugs Bunny aspect." The fact that he dropped a single pin and then had 30,000 of them was fun.
yeah, but it wouldn't be out of place right now to hear Freddy sort of say "What a maroon," would it? You know?
Yeah. Oh.
That's a good question, Brandon. Would this movie work if it had Freddy from Nightmare 1 and Freddy's Revenge? No, I don't think it would have. He's a very different Freddy, this Freddy we're seeing here.
You could
But
argue that he is closer
that is one of the
to.
worst sounds ever.
It is.
You know, chalkboard, I just, whew.
With it being of the era, though, it would have been also appropriate if Freddy had sat him down to a lecture about his long distance calling rates on the chalkboard. Oh.
He's chalking up kills, Frag Lord. Why?
And the house for me in this film just is not as creepy as it was
No,
part
It's more
3.
homely.
I don't know. It's more
Right?
dirt. I find it more. It's more dirty, but in kind of a nasty, dirty way, rather than just a "it's been empty for a long time" kind of way.
Right. Yeah. I need to see a dead roasted a pig come to life.
Yeah.
What is he smoking? Where he sees his friend and he's
Maybe
just
it's
fine with him
lace.
being in the TV.
Maybe
Now
it's
we're
late
we,
or something.
we're about to get another throwback, aren't we, Carla?
Yes.
Very strong throwback. And also, what is Spencer smoking? Is it just marijuana, or is it crack cocaine mixed in there too? He seems to be fully going.
Cocaine,
It's got to have
LSD.
some kind of LSD or.
I don't know.
Does she just do that every day?
So, Lizard Man, we're going to help you here. So, wait. Are Freddy's victims still around and trying to warn these guys? Because that's what's implied. Kind of. It seems like with Freddy's victims we've seen in the other movies, they go into a purgatory until Freddy's defeated, because the souls kind of empower and are contained within him. I think that's
Right.
what that's implying.
I will somehow find a copy of the novelization and get back to you all with my synopsis to see if it actually explains anything. Somehow. I doubt it's in print still.
So I didn't know this before doing a little bit of research about this film, but apparently September 13th is Freddy Krueger Day in Los Angeles.
That's cool.
Yeah, the day that this came out.
I think I remember in my distant memory something about that as part of the marketing. And I seem to
Yeah,
remember there was marketing with fake tombstones and things they did for it with the release date on it. And
yeah. Well, they held a mock funeral
that's
for
it.
Freddy, and some of the cast members from the other films showed up.
When was the last time that was a Friday?
Well, Freddie wouldn't want to do his funeral on a Friday the 13th.
No, exactly. That's what I'm curious about. Well, that's going to be next year. September 13th will be on a Friday. 2024.
That'll be a nice. Which one are you celebrating, Jason or Freddy?
Gotta be both.
I'm a Freddy guy.
We're going to have to watch...
Jason versus Freddy.
I was going to say, this is the thing I remember from the 90s. This is your brain. This is your brain on drugs.
Yeah. Throwback to the first movie.
Yeah, there's Johnny.
Yep, I'd go with that. It looks like a frying pan and some eggs.
I can't keep humming that or we'll get copywritten. So
Now I'm curious to hear what people in the chat on YouTube and what you guys think about this upcoming sequence, because I know what they were trying to do.
Yeah. Do you think as well that this is heavily influenced by the DARE message we saw earlier and the whole anti-drugs thing they would have been pushing for, that the drugs were clearly part of his downfall here?
definitely. There is absolutely no way that wasn't a subconscious message.
Yeah.
Also, video games rotting the mind.
Right? And rock and roll.
Yeah.
I mean,
Be like me.
which again,
The subtlety.
like the parent-child tension, but I mean,
So there was a Nickelodeon television show in my youth where kids played video games, and I was like, I want to do this. And this is exactly how it looked. Because the concept, the adult concept of video games, the Nintendos, were always so primitive.
Yeah.
yeah.
You kids and your Nintendos and your marijuanas and your rock and roll.
I mean, but okay, I'll wait till we get there, because this is the first time we've seen someone in a.
Dom, can you read Fraglord's comment, but don't announce it?
Impressively, why didn't they use the Freddy NES game that would have been out by now? Wait, was it out? Yeah.
There was a Freddy NES game, but it was nothing like anything to do with the
No,
movie.
it was awesome.
Right.
I played it to get footage for In Search of Darkness Part 2. Yes, that footage in Search of Darkness Part 2 of the Freddy game is from yours truly. And the Jason game.
Well, the idea that they made Spencer, like they made us watch him in the real world do all of these crazy things that was
Yeah,
being done in the video game, just didn't. I don't think it really
I
crossed
can
the
I could
effectively
accept.
wanted to.
No, I mean, like where you saw in some of the others, where you saw people walking up stairs or off balconies and injuring themselves due to obstacles in the real world. Yeah, but this is a bit. Why has he gained superhuman powers?
Yeah, this is too gremlins for
Mm,
me. And how everyone is acting so normal while this guy is defying the laws of physics.
Right?
yeah,
Not even just normal, but casual.
Like I would grab him and be like, "We're out of here."
yeah.
That was a cool effect. They should play Road Rash. Gremlins 2 is more serious than this.
Oh.
Why'd she glisten down gracefully?
Well, she knows how to knock herself. That's what she's trying to explain. She knows how to knock herself out with a pressure point on her body rather than.
Or she has the
Yeah.
Vulcan grip.
Well, Sharon's right. This scene would have been scarier if it wasn't so comical.
Right.
Yeah.
She knows how to meditate, zen her way into the dream world.
Yeah.
Did they rip?
Also, no one's freaked out about Freddy.
No.
Like apparently they don't know him or his history, right? This is all new to them. And no one's like, who why is this guy burnt? What's going on? It's just immediately go into fighting.
Oh, here you go, Frag Lord. This aged very badly because we looked before this watch party started. The Power Glove was available by Nintendo from 89 to 1990. It was so
Yeah.
unsuccessful.
No, we're playing with power.
So him falling down the stairs is enough to kill him now when he was bouncing, smacking his head through the ceiling.
Exactly. And that's where things get too silly. In like Freddy 3, Nightmare 3, where you see the people being puppeteered, literally,
Yeah.
it you see them fall and die.
Mm-hmm.
So
Whereas here we saw him
what I'm
punch through
confused about,
walls.
when did the other woman go to sleep? I thought only the two kids were asleep.
They. Oh yeah,
But how can she see Freddy and see what's going on with Vortex in the floor?
I. I don't think they. Maybe it was just a bad like cut. Maybe it was implied.
No, she's awake.
Yeah, yeah.
But she saw him fall through the floor and disappear and
Yeah, and then you saw the camera pan up to Freddy rather than like a hard cut, and then you see Freddy.
Yeah, and she's gonna have to explain that to her supervisor.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I lost two of the kids.
I got a parental. That's what parental consent forms are for. Brandon saying, "Is Tracy the long lost dream warrior?"
Ooh, I would love to see her on the team with Kincaid and them kicking some butt.
So it mentions Twin Peaks and the X-Files. I'm now getting vibes from a lesser-known 90s TV show called American Gothic.
Oh, yes, that was my show.
I loved American Gothic.
Oh my gosh.
See, that's just such a comedic punchline. Why are you being so comedic, film?
Lizardman saying, "Are we in a Groundhog Day situation at this point?"
Yeah, Fraglord, American Gothic. Yeah, with Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
See, John Doe isn't even bothered at this point. He's just annoyed.
Ah. Okay. You know, we said about Bugs Bunny Looney Tunes were
Yes.
really about to get. But don't forget that Warner owned New Line. So it is maybe
Yeah.
kind of a Warner influence.
But you know what? The one thing I do appreciate about this film is that I think it was such a disappointment to hardcore fans that
Yeah.
it made Wes Craven do New Nightmare. He was like, okay,
Yeah.
you're not ending my Freddy on this. No, ma'am.
No,
So
I completely agree.
Yeah, New Nightmare
It's-
is phenomenal.
Oh,
and
it
I
really
think,
is.
yeah, I feel he would have to have seen this and been like, no, this is how we're not ending this.
Yeah. Exactly,
That's one
Lizard
good
Man.
thing.
No, Sharon. New Line didn't sell the rights to Freddy at some point. Wes
No.
got it back. He made it for New Line.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Lizardman says, "What the hell? The stuff with Spencer was weird, but now this is getting silly." As I keep saying, it's basically, you can tell it's the executives said the comical and adventurous, fun dream deaths that were popular in the others. Let's crank them all up to 11. Pure Bugs Bunny with that rack of nails.
He even broke the fourth wall and looked at the camera.
Yeah, as if to say, "I'm tired." Yeah.
And again, we didn't have enough time with these characters to get a huge sense of loss or reveal. I know it's heavily implied up until that point that John Doe is Freddy's kid.
Yeah. But no.
But no.
But how's she seeing him vanish in the real world if they're not asleep?
Yeah. All right, Edward, yeah. I don't care about these characters, you're right.
Yeah, Lizardman, exactly. How are the bodies all vanishing like? It's in the dream. If they were in the dream world, then yeah.
It's traveling time? Why did that feel like a Power Ranger? Well, I know it wasn't a Power Rangers reference because it wasn't out yet, but...
Okay, wait, what just happened to her?
Freddy did a heckin' I'ma jump in you situation.
Freddy pulled an exorcist? Like,
Yeah.
possession?
Yeah.
Okay.
And now he can
All
go
right.
back home.
See, that's the thing. If this is supposed to be the end of something, you can't start creating new rules.
Yeah.
No.
In the final thing.
I'm gonna have to read the novel. If I'm just as confused, then...
Okay, who wants them to get to the box factory? Yeah, everyone's confused. Mad Matt. Freddy meets Inception. Are we in a dream within a dream? No, they're in the real world. That's what's confusing.
So what's her job?
Social worker?
Counselor, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah.
Is the chief counselor about to take her badge and her gun and tell her that she's a loose cannon and she's off the case? That's what
think
it
so.
feels like.
She's a doctor. She's got a damn doctorate at this woman.
Oh yeah.
Um,
She was 2 days away from retirement. The mayor's up my ass about all the orphans that you keep taking to that damn carnival and they're going missing.
Yeah, Lizard Man, exactly. You're just trying to process this. You've got that the town had gone crazy from the children dying off constantly. It's the whole Freddy needs his kid to escape Springwood that's making me twist my head. Everything about this film just makes me.
everything is so implied because I feel that Maggie is like dead inside. And I don't know
Mm,
if that was the direction she was giving the actress, but it's because of her past and her trauma that we're slowly trying to figure out. But I never quite got her character and the tone of her character in this
no.
film. Um, I mean, Doc was the only one that seemed to kind of have some like energy behind his character. At this point, it's best not to ask questions and watch the slow train wreck occur. Jedi
It's.
record.
Yeah.
This is what I do when my closest and only friends die. I work out to 90s hip hop.
That's what you have to do. Oh, it's got to have a bit of rap on the top.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So about 47 minutes was cut from the film.
Okay.
Wow.
So
That might be why we're falling into potholes every 5 minutes.
Could be.
exactly. And so, it included Maggie discussing her nightmares with her mother, more dialogue between Doc and Tracy, additional footage of the Springwood Fair, and the discovery of Freddy's basement lair. So, okay.
Do
47
you know
minutes?
what? I would like to see a director's cut of this.
Me too.
Yeah, Jedi
Yeah,
Wizard, it's a Superman 4 situation. If we've got 47 minutes, 47 minutes out of a 90-minute movie is a lot
Yeah.
to cut.
a lot.
I can see all the executives in that little room. It needs to be a 90-minute a 90-minute picture. We need to show
Yeah.
it 16 times a day.
They wanted to get to Freddy quicker. So, like, we don't need no backstory. We don't need no stinking backstory.
You think these
Everyone,
kids, they watch
yeah,
these movies for the story? You're mad, yo.
yeah.
You're insane.
It's like everybody knows who Freddy is and knows the origin, but we're going to completely change it for this film.
Everyone knows the rules. It's fine. What's that? You're changing the rules? Yeah, cut 47 minutes away. It's fine.
I don't get this though. Why it says why she's in the real world she's seeing things like 9, 10, Never Sleep Again written on a newspaper.
It's a throwback.
Yeah, but it was in a dream. It would make sense. That's a weird newspaper headline.
You found my murder room. You damn wife of mine.
Well, the original thought was to have Alice character, original idea was to have Alice character die, and then Jacob, her son, was
Yeah.
John Doe. But
Ah.
the years didn't
Yeah.
work out in terms of the timing. Um, so that was one idea that they were trying to have that link there. I'm like, don't be bringing Alice into this.
Alice is awesome. Well, and in the weirdness of the stories of my life, yeah, we never had a serial killer in the neighbourhood, quite, but we did have a guy who killed 2 people with an axe cut our lawn for a while when I was growing
Oh,
up.
yeah. My darn camera's froze again, hasn't it?
It has.
Well, maybe it'll come back. Let's see.
Oh, Did we know that Freddie had a child? I mean,
No,
Krueger.
nope.
This is the first time ever in the films that they discuss him having a child or a wife, right? Because he was just like some dirty, crazy pedo guy in the neighborhood.
But to be fair, he was the school boss. Big clue.
I love how they had to make it so literal for us that they put her in the dress
Yeah.
as an adult. Like, just in case you guys don't get it, she's wearing the same dress with the pigtails.
So this they had to explain, but the rest of the film, you'll understand. You'll get it. We don't need any explanation for any of this.
And for those interested in the Discord, this is the story of the man who used to cut our lawn. Well,
Talk about 6 degrees of separation.
yeah.
Well, we can now tie Freddy Krueger to Frederick Nietzsche. So
No. It's like now the plot is being explained.
Okay, has anyone come across an Elm Street in their town? Or you visited a place with an Elm Street?
I think
My
there
parents
was
live on
an Elm Street.
Elmhurst.
There were several Elm Streets that I walked past on my way to school, and I was like, never go down that street to my friends, and they were like, why? I was like, oh, let me show you that box set I found him. Oh, that's a fire hazard. Look at the flame roaring off that. A wife beater in suspenders, good God.
Another
Now, our
Was this
friend, John Carl Buechler,
Buchler?
Buechler, thank you. He did the special makeup effects in this film. And
It does
so,
feel like a Ghoulies kind of effect.
exactly. And so, Tracy's father, we have him to thank for the wonderful face.
Was this character written by Stephen King?
The problem is,
It feels like a Stephen King dad.
yeah, but he's going to feel very much like someone else you're going to meet in a minute.
Again, these are very serious, you know, issues here with the abuse and
Yeah,
incest and everything.
it really is, and it's kind of almost glossed over a bit, or it's just you're fully into it. There's no.
True evil never dies. That's a great piece of makeup right there. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh, hi, Bones.
Ah, thank you, Jesse Flores, over on YouTube. Welcome. There's a fan edit of this film floating around online with lots of the footage included, apparently.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Very interesting, Jesse. And that's something I would maybe have to check out.
Mm-hmm.
That's a callback.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, how disgusting is that is that orphanage. It's so grotesque.
Yeah, definitely.
Just give it a lick of paint.
No, give it a lick of water and soap.
Oh yeah, give it a
Yeah.
wash.
Oh, we got a Pepsi machine, a random Pepsi machine.
There's Pepsi Cola there, and then nothing is on the walls apart from anti-drug propaganda.
Yep.
Don't do crack, kids.
It's the taste of a new generation.
Crack cocaine or Pepsi Cola?
Bit of both, really. I really, now knowing what we do about all the deleted scenes from this movie, I feel for the director even more.
Yeah.
That this much was cut from it. It really explains how the film is not coherent in a lot of parts.
You broke into the wrong upended
Reality.
orphanage.
Is Doc
A
asleep
little
now?
bit. Oh,
Either that or he just beat up a homeless cosplayer.
exactly. A little bit of trivia. So Freddy's Dead has the lowest body count of the series,
I believe it.
excluding flashbacks and Freddy himself. But what film in the franchise has the highest body count?
Number 2.
Part 4? That's another
see.
callback.
I can see Zombie Gal has joined us on Discord. Welcome, Zombie Gal, as well.
But it's not as creepy as before
No.
when he first did it, you know?
It's not because the lighting is so different.
Yeah.
So it's A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge.
I was going to say, is it the swimming pool?
12 kills. Yep,
Yeah. Aside from everyone he kills who boils alive in that swimming pool.
right.
No, they're fine.
Let's not get into that in the nuclear reactor thing.
Yeah, I was going to say. My shirt, my only weakness.
Is it my imagination, or in this movie does Freddy's jumper look a lot nicer?
Cleaner? Yeah.
Yes.
Less
Yes.
cleaner and less ripped? Apart from that rip.
See, that tactic of like setting an alarm to wake up would not work for me because I sleep through my alarms.
Oh, dear.
I miss my alarm. Yeah, I do. It's really
I've got a
annoying.
furry alarm clock that just ran out of the room. He'll be back soon.
Oh no, I'm such a light sleeper. Literally, anything I hear, I'm awake. I think my problem is Freddy. I think I'm safe from Freddy. I think I don't get into deep enough sleep most of the time to be attacked by him. He'd be like, "Oh, it's too much trouble." He just keeps waking up.
I used to practice lucid dreaming, and I've managed to lucidly dream like a handful of times in my life. It's very fun.
It is.
I know why Freddy does it. He's got the addiction. Once you lucidly dream, you just can't stop, and then you never dream again because your brain's like, no, I'm letting you have fun.
Now we're getting into a very interesting part of the movie, the marketing ploy.
Yes. I remember being in
Man.
the theater, getting so excited, with holding my 3D glasses
There
in
was
my hand.
a little trailer for it that says, "Don't put your 3D glasses on until you see it in the movie," and they told you when to. It showed a clip of when she puts them on or something, because I think the DVD had it.
So excited.
That's a good point there. That Elizabeth says, "Time to put your 3D glasses on, kids." At least they're connecting the monitors up to her.
This
Only
feels
for a tenfold.
sleazier to me than what Friday the 13th did with their 3D.
Yeah. This does feel very much like we couldn't afford 3D for the whole movie.
Yeah. Like, I've always
But,
considered Friday
okay,
the 13th to be the sleazier franchise than the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, but this just feels.
okay, to play devil's advocate, because I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Mm.
I bought into it because she was going into a different world, the dream world, right? And she was going through a very special ancient thing by going to through these dream demons to
Yeah.
go on some thing. I bought into it. The only problem is that for 6 films we've been into the dream world and we never needed 3D glasses.
No.
Um,
Oh, now we're getting the it's 3D.
yes.
No,
Well, the biggest
here.
thing about that was this bit when she was going, whoa, to
It's
her
this kind of
own.
thing. It's where it descends into it's the phone for you. It's that
This
kind
is
of.
a cool set piece, though. Like,
Yes.
Oh, it is.
not so much jumping into Freddy's mouth, but this is cool. This is really cool. This makes me want a Freddy Krueger like theme park ride.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
A Friday the 13th Part 3 threw an eyeball at the camera. It's amazing.
I'm going to go on a limb and say this definitely has the worst soundtrack / score of any of the Elm Street movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the worst poster.
Yeah. Oh, the poster. When we do the watch parties, guys, what we do is we try to find the posters that go out on the socials to let you guys know what we're having. And Carla and I were struggling to find a poster.
A
for
decent
this movie.
poster.
Yes.
When are you going to go with the Ghanaian poster or something?
We wanted a
We wanted to
Ghanaian
go to
poster.
Thailand. There was a poster from Thailand. If I can find it.
Public domain soundtracks are pretty cheap. If you aren't going to go into doors, why have them there at all?
Yeah.
Oh, because you are going to go into them. Okay.
Sharon says, now the movie's ruined because I don't have my 3D glasses. No, it's not the 3D
Yeah.
glasses, Sharon.
It's true. I was up and I was with it until this point. Don't you dare. Oh. No, don't you dare.
This is where I want to come back to V with Diana and see the jaw go down.
Yeah, just see her eat the thing. Son of 100 maniacs?
Yeah, well, that's what Freddy is. It was established in Nightmare 5. Freddy is the bastard son of 100 maniacs.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Is this confirmation that Freddy was a ginger? That's why he needs the soul of children. He doesn't have one.
I'm your stereotypical alcoholic stepfather.
Right.
I was also written by Stephen King. All I need to be is heavily religious as well.
Young good boy.
Alice Cooper agreed to be in this film because he was excited he could play himself without the makeup. He's like, oh, I could just be myself, no crazy makeup.
John Carpenter made me put makeup on. I like this. It's almost Sam Raimi-ish with the items that are flinging out and flying being very separate to everything else that's happening, like the pin, that bottle of Molotov cocktail.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like
Skyline
this
what?
bit.
Now, question: did knowing all of this about Freddy, did it lessen him as a villain? Um, in
I,
your
I,
eyes, is this too much
I think
information?
this is a prime example of we don't need backstory sometimes, not all of
Yeah.
it. Yeah, Edward's saying it ruins everything about him. This kind of backstory kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It's like with Highlander 2. You don't need to know how the immortals work, how they got their powers, and where they come from, because your imagination is better than anything they can put on the screen.
Yeah. You don't need a gosh darn backstory.
No, no, it doesn't, Sharon. The backstory doesn't work. But what's a shame is, okay, how about if they were to make a prequel to Nightmare on Elm Street that was the real origin story of Freddy and do it properly? Would that work? I think it could.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they try that with the remake that doesn't exist?
No, but I mean a proper standalone movie that's nothing but not the nightmare stuff, just establishing Freddy.
So basically, this is what Nancy did in the first film. She pulled him out the dream.
Yeah.
Yep. But the effects were more flashy.
Well, he didn't start mutating through his head for some.
No. Why'd you pick up nunchucks? Why do you have nunchucks? 3 dimensions? Go to the orphanage arms
Yeah.
cabinet.
Armory in the
Yeah.
orphanage.
Why is it filled with ninja stars? And torture
because
weapons?
it's the orphanage's ninja team, ninja slay team equipment.
Just get a bat with some nails ran through. Bowie knife.
Oh no, they did say it's the gang. It's gang equipment they've captured for disposal. It hasn't been taken yet.
My
Yeah,
orphanage didn't have weapons.
Yeah, but I'll go with it, Sharon. To be honest, the only thing I will do is they did say it's confiscated stuff that's waiting police disposal from gangs and the kids they brought in.
Insane.
Guys, we've only got about 10 minutes left of this till the end of the end credits, so we'll be all right. Fraggle says, besides, who didn't have a mace and some ninja stars in the 80s?
Okay, listen, Andrew, if we can get through this film, then we can do Ninja 3, The Domination.
Oh, totally.
That's an amazing movie.
I've got the planner open for our movies. I'm scheduling it. We are going
Yes.
to watch. Because it's horror, action, fantasy, and Flashdance.
I was going to say, yeah. With some of the greatest wire work known to man.
Exactly.
Okay, they're all going to try and guess what next week's movie is. You guys know, but
I've forgotten.
don't.
But I won't say.
We'll see if anyone
I
guesses
can't.
it in the Discord. It's
They were
not.
going to do it. Oh, go ahead.
It's not a horror film. That's a clue for you.
No.
It's not Extro either.
No. Well, Extro 2 doesn't exist. It's a terrible movie. There's only one Extro film.
So they were going to plan a spin-off of this
Okay.
movie with the actress, with Maggie continuing to murder because she's possessed by Freddy's spirit. Thank God that didn't work out, right?
No.
Thank you.
Those kids had names. Those
No, no
27-year-old
one's
had names.
no one's right yet.
Oh, let's see. Can we give them a clue?
Ooh.
Okay, an actor from the film is in Blade.
Yeah. Let's
Blade.
have a look.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
It,
they shared. Yeah.
I don't think it features in In Search of Tomorrow, actually, does it?
Mm-mm.
No. It's not Demolition Man.
No.
And it's an 80s film.
Yes. 80s film, sci-fi, features an actor from Blade.
Yeah,
Often
I
it's
remember
a
what it
film that
is.
a lot of people don't seem to think about very much these days either.
Yeah.
Right. But when you mention it, everyone's like, oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the actress from that? What did else she do?
What, from that movie?
Yeah, what did she do? I'm trying to think what else she did.
Is she literally passing her ninja stars? Oh,
She was Charlie's
what?
Angels.
Yes, Charlie's Angels. That's right.
Okay, as a kid who desperately tried to throw ninja stars, I I'm impressed with her accuracy and ability to pin
Yeah.
someone to a wall.
And the fact she threw a non-throwing knife
Yes.
accurately. Hitcher, Fortress, Future Sport, and Beastmaster. No.
Okay, let me see.
See how it feels.
No, not Legend.
I'm gonna see if I can do a visual clue.
I've got the poster
Without,
for the movie, which
without
I'll
giving it
post after
away.
this movie.
Um,
Oh, there we go.
ah,
I've got to admit, I had genuinely forgotten how bad this movie was.
and it was, but when I watched it in the theater, I don't remember
Yeah.
it being this taxing much.
No,
How many weapons does she need to use to get rid of this guy? Doc ripped.
and I remember this being the worst bit about the 3D when I saw it in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Because they advertised it as watch Freddy die in 3D. Yeah, Lizardman, this feels kind of wrong. She's taking too long.
Thank the gods that 3D glasses saved us. Oh, she said it. Oh, wow, this is a 90s ending, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. The end credits featured clips from all
From the
six
other
Nightmare
movies.
films.
Yeah, the problem is it features clips from better films.
Better
Exactly.
movies, yeah.
Exactly.
That's a hidden. Don't feature clips of owners. So everybody, that was Nightmare on Elm Street Part 6, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, to get its full title. Let's take your comments from YouTube and Discord as to what you thought, and Carla and Dom. What do you think, Dom?
Well, there's a reason I remember this the least out of all the other Freddy movies. It's a film. It's not a very well constructed one, but I believe that is most likely due to budget problems and a lot of improper editing. Because a lot of the shots were beautiful. A lot of the shots were really well done. The effects were pretty good. but some of the
Mm-hmm.
choices that were made, and I can't imagine they were all made by one person because it feels
No.
like it's being dragged in different directions.
The problem is,
I'm
I'm
not
looking at some of
defending it,
these.
Edward.
No, but I'm looking at some of these clips now on this end credit montage, and they're such great scenes. And I wonder as well if some of those clips were put in there to make people remember and try and feel that they had a good time watching this.
Mm-hmm.
Because like
Well,
we're seeing
yeah.
Freddy always glowing with light, where he's being and the spirits are ripping out of him. We're seeing all that great stuff. But yeah, sorry, Carla.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that, this film really benefited from marketing. And I would be interested to know what the drop off was after the opening box office weekend because it came
Yeah,
in number one at the box office. And it's actually the fourth highest grossing film in the series, actually, which is surprising. And I don't think they ran out of money because they had over like 300 visual, effects
yeah,
shots in the film. So they were ready to put the money. I think they couldn't figure out a cohesive story. And I think she tried and it getting cut out by 47 minutes. I'm really curious to see what her vision was.
yeah,
I have good feelings from it just because I always remember seeing it in the theater with the 3D, and it was such a huge thing. I mean, think about it. This is the end of an era. It's
yeah,
91. We've gone through the 80s. For many of us, Freddy was our first kind of horror experience when we were young. So it really tried to tap into that nostalgia. And you could say that it was manipulative and lazy. You could say that. But on the other hand, it really was an end of an era. And I think that's what drove the fans and a lot of people to see it. And now watching it today, it's a little bit sad because I wanted to like it more than I did.
yeah.
And I couldn't get into it. It wasn't believable. But
No,
I am happy, like I said, that it did result in Wes Craven coming
New
out of
Nightmare.
Freddy retirement to do New Nightmare. And out of
yeah,
all the films, like when I rank films like from first one through Jason versus Freddy, this one is dead last.
yeah,
This is like the last for me. And I don't know. I'm curious to know what other folks how you rank this
yeah.
film.
I would agree with you. I think Freddy versus Jason is a better movie than this.
Hmm.
It's
Oh, for sure.
substantially, it's got more of a real Freddy in it, more believable.
Yeah.
This film felt very much watching it today like the on-screen realization of how, as you said earlier, how burnt out the franchise was. There was nowhere left to go. They'd ran out of
Right.
imagination. They were
Right.
on fumes, and it was like, yeah, let's have one. Doesn't matter what it is. We just need to get it out there.
Yeah. I bet you any money that this movie was started on the title, and that's where it ended as well. Freddy's dead. Let's make that a film. And
Yeah,
many creative people went in and they wanted to either reinvent the wheel or pay homage to the wheel they love. And those
Mhm.
two ideas can coexist, but it takes a very, very skilled writer to do that. And when
yeah,
you have studio interference chopping
Mhm.
47 minutes away, you can't have that coherence and you can't make something that is both new and old. It's just not done.
exactly. I think the feelings amongst the community members are much the same. Looking through them, Fraglord saying, "I love Dream Warriors" in the first, but not this one. People saying Zombie Gal saying I loved it as a kid, as an adult not so much. Eric saying it's a bad Freddy movie, but it's still Freddy. I've seen worse movies than this one. Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
worst movie you've ever seen, but
Right.
it's so far below where the bar needs to be for these. And Fraglord, that's harsh words. That it's you rank it below Battlefield Earth.
I see those are fights. So, okay, now we're gonna have to fight because those are fighting words.
Yeah, say you rank it below that, but I will say Mad Matt was right, though. Earlier, next week's watch party will be the sci fi movie Millennium, for those who have not seen it before. And I really, really enjoy that film. We were discussing it earlier and saying, as Carl was saying, it's a movie that everyone has either seen bits of if they haven't seen the movie. And it's a lot of fun. It's a really interesting sci-fi movie. It's kind of a bit ecological as well. It's a bit of everything. It's got time travel and mystery and
Yeah, I used to play on cable a lot. It was in rotation like, heavy for a while there. And that's how I
and if
saw it. I didn't see it in the theater.
and if you want to see a Chris Christopherson without his shirt on quite a lot, I seem to remember he's not got his shirt on for a good chunk of that movie.
Why? I've never seen Millennium either, along with a few of the folks in the Discord chat by the looks of it. So we'll all go into this
It's
blind.
really interesting. The only thing is, as I've said privately amongst the gang, this watch party does come with one caveat that should there be unfortunately some kind of an air disaster in the next 7 days, it will be rescheduled because it would not be
Right.
tasteful. Because it's literally centered around air disasters. This movie.
If that does happen, we're going to have to start questioning whether or not we're the main characters in this instance of the Matrix or not, because weird coincidences keep occurring.
They really
Right.
do. They really do. They really do. Fraglord saying Lance Henriksen will guide us through it safely. Not that millennium. No Lance Henriksen in this one.
Mm-mm.
Well, don't worry,
Apparently
Sean. We've
folks
got
haven't
backup
seen it.
movies. Wow. Well, you're gonna have a lot of fun. It should be relatively available out there, and there's copies
Yeah.
to be found. But anyway, that's the end of this watch party. But everyone, stay safe, be kind to each other, and we will see you in 7 days' time. So until then, bye bye.
Bye.